with the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It got his man complete. He's at the 40, the 20, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 91 yards. And the Chiefs on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Johnson now returning. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Brady throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Now that's a tough throw for a right-handed quarterback, rolling out to his left and trying to get the ball to a receiver. We've seen all those drills where they try to get the shoulders square and point it towards the target downfield.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47. On play action, now Brady. There's Evans again, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him. I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and that'll make it 3rd down. Play action, now it's Brady. This is caught by Evans. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to 3.
A very important third down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a play fake, Brady. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Partner, are they going to cover him? That's 4 catches and the touchdown grab on that opening drive.
Well, what we're seeing so far, I believe, is there are understanding that they want to go to him and often, but also they know they've got to move him around a little bit, get him into some different spots to continue to find open space to throw him the football.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And this is caught out in the left flat. And he's in for 2. The fake works, and they take the lead.
Someone really wanted to be in the lead here, because that's a heck of a gamble, isn't it? You're down 1, you kick it, you got a tie ball game. Instead, they fake it. And I keep coming back to this every time I see it. Remember, if you're faking an extra point now, the ball snapped at 15-yard line.
Yeah, you're giving up 13 yards as opposed to just lining up at the 2 and saying you're going to go for 2.
You're running a big play, lots of yardage for 1 extra point. That's a heck of a gamble, but it paid off in this case.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. On 1st down, Mahomes. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
A gain of 13 yards. And a 1st down, Chiefs.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
A gain of 15. 1st down, Chiefs.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, Kansas City.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Buccaneers' 5-yard line.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. Mahomes will throw for it. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was a...
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick, rolling right, throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke.
Yep.
Don't do it. The problem, every now and then you get away with it. This time, not the case.
Now left side on the swing pass. And some room to roam now. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Butker on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 14.
Makes the score Chiefs 22, Buccaneers 8. Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he's got some space here. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
Touchdown! Clyde Edwards-Helaire on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point.
Oh, they pitched to the tight end. It's a fake. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. Well, they were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes it can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
Wait 20. Mike 54. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. 54's Mike.
Throwing on first down is Brady. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Evans. And he's got this down to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Brady. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. O.J. Howard, 35 yards. And the Bucs are able to close the gap just a bit.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end. And that one goes virtually nowhere. Tried the fake extra point, but nothing comes of it.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask you,
What
maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
45's the Mike. 45's the Mike. I don't even know why this team showed up. 45.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the first down, Chiefs.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do. I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Brady now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. 20, 10, and nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
They'll run. Here's Burton, the fullback. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Edwards-Helaire. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They will try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. It's about a 3-yard pickup there, but more importantly, they're still a few yards away here. It's now 4th down and goal.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They'll try and run it in with Burton. And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. They tried to let the fullback pound it in between the tackles, but he stopped up short. And the Bucs defense, they'll celebrate the goal line stand. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it no matter the sport. They say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
I was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Brady. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. That catch good for only a couple. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
54 is mine. 54 is mine. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Brady to throw again. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And he's got room. Mike Evans. He's going to go. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Mike Evans with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bucs are able to make this a close game again. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And this is caught out in the left flat. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on fourth, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. To throw, it's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he gets it down to the 32. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This is a 49-yard attempt. Right hash. Butker's kick here is good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the 3rd quarter. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they're down on the scoreboard. Sort of a sloppy first half. And Coach Davis, if you were in the locker room, what would the message have been?
I think I'd have to go with something you don't ordinarily go with in the NFL. That's a little fire and brimstone. You've got to fire these guys up. Make them understand what's going on out there. They were so sloppy in the first half. Too many turnovers. Tighten things up. Maybe get in their face a little bit. Get in their grill. And then send them back out.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
From midfield, here's Brady. And yet again, it's Howard with a catch. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He completes it to Evans. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Wait, that line 20. 53 is the mic. And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. 53 is the mic. 53. Check 53. All right, here we go.
Now Brady again. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And some space here. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
We want it. Come to my work.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Tom Brady, a touchdown pass to O.J. Howard. And the Bucs have made this a 1-score game.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind them for a touchdown.
And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. Oh, look at this. They're not even going to get the 2-point play off. Maybe too much indecision. It's going to cost them 5 yards.
This certainly feels like they were wanting to go for 2, but weren't really sure they should go for 2. Do we, don't we, do we, don't we? And guess what ends up happening?
5-yard penalty.
That's right. Now you probably line up and kick the extra point.
And with a play clock at 3, we're going to get a timeout called from the sideline as they'll burn the first of their allotted 3. So what can Brady do here as he'll lead his guys up to go for 2. Brady will look to throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Interesting call there. They went for two even after the penalty from the 7-yard line. It didn't pay off.
I think the first thought is to go ahead and kick the extra point, but you're not kicking it from the 7-yard line.
Yeah,
right? That's
you
not
get pushed 5 back on the PAT as well.
Right, so they have to take it from the 15 to administer the penalty. So now you're kicking it around 40 yards. So I understand why they probably went for 2 there. They thought they had a better play and a better chance in that situation.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Here's Edwards-Helaire. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
And strong running. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 92 yards for him on the ground. Now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
First down, Chiefs.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Mahomes going to throw. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on, because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And the Bucs are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
check, check. 53's the mic. 53, check 53. I'm here all day.
Brady now on first down. And Brady going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Chiefs will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, baseball folks, Charles, they like to talk about the three true outcomes, a strikeout, a walk, or a home run. But for this quarterback, it's been the two true outcomes here. He's got 4 touchdown passes, but now a third interception.
And it pains you to think that you have to try and tell him to rein it in. But at the same time, you can't just chuck it up there and hope for the best. And old school football coaches will tell you there's 3 true outcomes throwing the ball, and 2 of them are bad.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 120 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back.
Yellow, let's go, little lady. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 45, 45. Mike, 45. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now Edwards-Helaire. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And a nice run. They're going to take this close to the first down marker at the Bucs 35.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
I know he ain't got it. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Levante David in on the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire. And a nice run. They're going to take this close to the first down marker at the Bucs 26. 163 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Running it with a fullback, Burton. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The fullback dive held up short. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And can they take advantage? Their defense got the fourth down stop, and now they're hoping to find the end zone. A field goal wouldn't be enough to erase this fourth quarter deficit. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. On play action, it's Brady. And he's got Gronkowski yet again. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And that one going to come up short, low throw.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Now Brady. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Brady to throw. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Mike Hughes. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Mahomes going to throw it here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
There's a reason the number 4 was flashing through my mind when he let that one go. 3 touchdowns already in his back pocket. The deep ball's been a great weapon for him in this one. Unfortunately, empty on that attempt.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Victory in the cards now for the Chiefs as they take a knee here. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is caught. And the fake will work. He's going to have a first down. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction. And that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it